What's up, guys? Operator Poopski here for the 8th and final installment of our weapons training. We're starting with the SV98. This is the Volk Marksman class, and this is their bolt-action rifle. There are only two bolt-action rifles in the game, the M40, and then that's Marsoc, and the SV98 is Volk. So we'll just take it with the iron sights and the bipod, manual release, bolt action at 7.62 by 5.4. The magazine size is larger, however. It's 10 rounds, 4 magazines, so that gives you 5 more bullets than you get for the M40. The stats are better though than the M40. You have you would expect high recoil, high penetration, high damage, and all that, but the range is 200 meters longer at 1,000. So, is it better? Is it superior to the M40? I don't know, because I suck with bolt action, so I couldn't tell you what's better and what's not. But let's take a look at it. I'll tell you one thing: it is sleek. I like how the magazine rests in there. It's aesthetically a very pleasing gun, very pleasing. And if you didn't see the Marsoc marksman video where I explained how to properly cycle the next round, you do not do it like this. Don't take your left hand off, take your right hand off. That is just, it's faster. If you have to, turn your head to the side so that you don't actually hit your helmet. And it might seem like you have to sit here and it might seem like you have to sit there and like look at it, pull it all the way back up and then back and then down and then forward. But if you really just get the motion, you can get it down pretty fast. Don't get intimidated by the bolt action. I'm just not. I don't have that kind of confidence where, in a real match, where I'm going to make that shot and then cycle the next round, or if I miss, that's just way too much pressure for me. I'm not good at that. But I would love to see footage of a player who is good at it. That would be really cool. Either PvP or co-op, I don't care. So with the bipod, obviously, it's easier to use. And like I said before, these are great iron sights. Oh. So on a bipod, as I said in the previous marksman video, you can't grab your gun by the front grip with your left hand when you have a bipod on. It's not allowed. So in that context, yes, you would use your left hand to reach over to cycle the bolt. And no, you can't just leave it on the bipod and then take your right hand off of it, because it puts it back on your sling. So, I think I'm going to tell you, I like this better than the M40. I don't know. I'm vibing on it more. Interesting. I know. I've never spent that much time looking at it. Okay, so up next is the SVD, and this is probably your go-to, will be your go-to gun if you're a marksman. The ammo sucks, though. 10 rounds, 2 magazines. Is that really what it is? I feel like it's more. Yeah, no. 10 rounds, 2 magazines, 20 total. That sucks. But if I'm not mistaken, there are some guns that have a matching caliber that you could pick up and put in there. I'm pretty sure. The range is good at 800. Recoil is what you would expect. Rate of fire, what you would expect, but it is semi-auto. Penetration high, and the damage is substantial. This gun doesn't look like much without a sight on it. It looks pretty sparse, but actually, I'm having an issue. I can't really see the rear sight very well. It's all black. I'm hitting stuff, though. Oh. Yeah, 10 rounds and only 2 magazines sucks. I thought I remember it being more than that. It's not a bad gun. I'm not sure though if you would take it based on your other options. Let's try with a scope and see what that's like. Yeah, isn't the Volk's 12x scope the coolest? It has that cool, like, I don't know, plush, cushiony sight. Anyways, makes for a great sight picture. Well, I never said I was good with the 12x. No, but remember, that's definitely not a hold open. Just because that is open doesn't mean I'm going to be able to drop the bolt with a press of a button. Oh man, this is embarrassing. Yeah, you know, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not feeling it. I'm not. I mean, maybe I'm just not good, but I've definitely done better with different guns. What's up, cat? This cat's not leaving me alone. What, you need food? What you want? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do some more testing with it, but nah. Okay, so next is the G3A3 again. I don't even know why would you want to use this when you could just use it as a support class and get that drum mag, and then maybe you don't have the 12x scope, but you could still rock the 2x holographic and do pretty good work with it. So I don't know, but I mean, you know, we'll do some shooting with it with the 12x. And yes, obviously some of the benefit is that you can be a sniper, put the angled sight on it on the right or on the left, and be able to still, you know, rock it in close range. But that being said, you know, this is the notoriously high recoil G3A3. So with only 2 magazines at 20 rounds, it's a little yeesh. But at semi-auto, yeah, definitely. I mean, notice how I'm actually hitting stuff with this one, as opposed to the SVD. So, I don't know. I would probably take this over the SVD. And the chief thing to remember when you're using a bipod is that just because your gun is stable and less recoil due to the bipod being out, your right arm is still wavering. So you have to keep that under control. You could, a couple of methods to do that. So if you're standing, you can tuck your right elbow into your right side, and then that way you're kind of grounding your arm a little bit. You're still subject to your breathing or your heartbeat. That will still shake the gun around, and that'll be affected more by having your arm resting at your side. So if you have a high heart rate when you're doing that, it might not be a good idea to do that. Obviously, if you're kneeling, you could be more of a crouch than kneel and have your left elbow on your left leg and your right elbow on your right leg, and that actually really helps to stabilize you. If you are taking a knee, you can, I mean, depending on how you're built, you can still drop your right elbow, or both your elbows onto your legs. And of course, move cat. If you're going prone, that would be the easiest to stabilize, because if you're like me and you have the original HTC Vive controllers, you can just plop the controller, the bottom of the controller on the ground, and have it perfectly stabilized. If you, I mean, as long as you don't have a cat rubbing up against your controller. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, how about that? Get some. And, you know, AKM, also available as Marksman. I feel like it's kind of a throwaway, you know, or maybe if you wanted to act like a Vietnam sniper, you know, you can take. I'm not even going to demo this because we already know how this thing shoots. It's the same gun, 7.62 by 5.4. You only get 2 magazines though, so the cost of ammunition for taking the 12x scope doesn't really seem worth it to me. If you see a reason to take it like this, if there's something I'm unaware of, you know, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm just going to skip that one and get to the SKS. Now, I've already told you before in the Rifleman video how much I enjoy this gun. And what's great about it is you can put a foregrip on it. In fact, let's just go ahead and go through which ones you can and can't put a foregrip on. Still can't put a foregrip on the AKM. Why? G3, you can do a foregrip. SVD, no foregrip. And no foregrip on the SV98. So pretty much it's SKS and G3A3. So I've already told you how much I love this gun. I don't like 20 rounds of 2 magazines. That's pretty typical, I guess. It just, you get nervous, you know, about ammunition. The bolt is hold open, manual release. Penetration's great. The range is definitely better than 400 meters. I think so. It's the same gun. The recoil, very controllable. Let's go shoot this thing. I don't even know why I'm still talking. You know what? And let's slap that foregrip on there. And we're gonna take the bipod off so we can make it point-wise. Yeah, I think I would be very scared if somebody was shooting at me with this. Oh, come on, that was a hit. Yeah, and another thing you can do, I'm doing it right now, is I'm holding my controller to my chest. My right hand, rather. And I'm like pushing it into my sternum, the bottom of the Vive controller. And that really helps you to stabilize it. Of course, I have to be standing I guess at a profile and holding my gun like this. Like I'm standing forward right now facing the gun. Now I'm at my side and turning my head so that I can tuck that controller into my sternum. Yeah. I think this might be your best... Oh. I think this might be your best bet if you wanted to go Marksman Volk with the 12x scope. I think the G3A3 is also a good option. I would pass on the SVD. It just does not seem to work as well as it should. Obviously, pass on the AKM, and the SV98 is for you know, those either the very dumb or the very, very good. All right, guys, that's it for not just today's video, but for the series on the primary weapons. I'm gonna do videos also of the attachments and optics and all that, and focus on those. I didn't really do that so much with these. I used a couple of attachments just to show the weapon's effectiveness, but those will be the next videos. Thanks for watching. Tune in to the rest, and obviously if you're watching these, if this is your first time at the channel and you've been watching the how-tos and the tutorials, don't forget there's plenty of gameplay footage as well. See ya.